events, and educational resources. Today, we're thrilled to have such distinguished representatives join us to help break down the three major issues.
Actually, I have been a fashion activist since I was 14 years old. I remember being in high school and finding out that the brands that I really loved at that time were making clothes in sweatshops. And that really blew my mind. So there was a real sense of betrayal, but then it also lit a fire under my ass. And I decided that I wanted to be an activist and I wanted to commit my life to social change. That I am still able to write about fashion and write about fashion and social justice and write about fashion and the environment. I think as activists and as citizens, we really need to work to try to change. And in 2016, I went and filmed in Nairobi. Kenya is one of the places where a lot of our used clothes.
Fast fashion has a lot of negative impacts on the environment, in large part because it promotes a mindset that residents need to buy more and thus dispose more. You can't keep everything forever, especially when your closet is New York sized. So I'm here to talk about sort of dialing it in, so how that environmental impact looks within New York City's waste stream in particular, and what I think cities can do to empower and enable residents to shift their habits and to reduce the amount of clothing in the waste stream. So as a city, I'm not necessarily able to make change at the company level, but we can help empower residents to make these changes by providing resources and education and engagement. So before talking about textile waste, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit and do a quick audit of our whole waste stream in New York City, because no one type of waste is generated.
Aaron is a lawyer and research fellow at the NYU Law School, who will talk about his past and present work and legislation in these areas and its impact. Welcome, Aaron.
Life, told them that I was speaking at this Fashion Revolution panel. My brother's wife nicely looked at me and probably, sized up whatever ripped sweater I was wearing. It's like, what do you know about fashion? It's like, fair point. I do not come from a fashion background per se. I'm a lawyer, but I think it's important and wonderful that, these communities are coming together because of the fact that fashion and apparel has such a huge impact on what happens in the world in terms of sustainability, in terms of labor rights. To get people thinking about what are the implications of the buying choices that we make and what goes into that. So thank you for having me.
Rana Plaza, 6 years later, what have we learned? What does it mean? Why did it happen? How do we avoid this going forward? What have we done on the Bangladesh Accord, building safety, but I also want to bring in the topic of living wages.